After another couple of nights of Magic Champions League, let's talk about what happened to Real Madrid, what the press are saying about Real Madrid's performance in Warsaw, which we said yesterday in our review we didn't really like. So let's go right to it. Let's go with Marca. Marca opens with a little play of words, a little pun, says un partido sin. It means a game without. There's a little play of words here in Spain because without means sin. And this is when you order a beer, non-alcoholic beer, a beer with no alcohol here in Spain, you say a cerveza sin, a beer sin. So it's a little, you know, getting creative in the cover of Marca, saying un partido sin. Game without public, without intensity, without motivation, without defensive tension, but, you know, trying to give a positive twist without losing also. And it's 27 games for Real Madrid that we haven't lost. Now, I think, you know, I'm not really happy that the fact that there weren't any public or, you know, there wasn't a crowd in the stadium. Okay, I understand, but Real Madrid should have been able to take the game seriously and not allow that to affect the way they face the game. And I think it was pretty obvious at some moments of the game that we were not taking it seriously. It says without intensity. I agree, there was no intensity, but there was no reason for there not to be any intensity. Same thing with motivation. You know, if we're only motivated when there are, you know, fans in the stands and we can't acknowledge that this is a Champions League game and the points were as important as, you know, they are if you have 100,000 people watching the game. It's very worrying without motivation, without defensive tension. But again, the positive twist without losing. It's good to see Real Madrid haven't lost yet, but the impression I had yesterday was that, you know, in the first time we face a serious challenge, a serious opponent, be Atlético de Madrid in 2 weeks, being Barcelona in 4 weeks, being Borussia Dortmund, we might, you know, break that role of not losing. But that's what Marca has to say. You know, of course, in the cover, it's everything about Real Madrid not being able to perform last night. Let's go with AS. AS talks a little bit more about the same, says chaotic draw, empate caótico. And they go more on the side to say that Zidane caved to the politics or to the fans' pressure of playing Morata, but that maybe he wasn't brave enough to bench one of the BBC players to put Morata in. So what he did is he played the BBC and Morata, and he had 4 strikers and that very, let's say, uncompensated midfield with Kroos and Kovacic. And Kroos, you know, proved to be very exhausted, very tired. The second half of Kroos was very, you know, I don't want to say anything against Kroos. It's just exhaustion can have an effect on anybody. And it definitely had one on Kroos yesterday. But yeah, you know, it says Real Madrid started well, and as always in every game we showed moments where we dominate, where we're a powerful team, but then we became vulnerable. We had very, let's say, worrying lagoons for sure. And as soon as Legia found out that we were vulnerable, you know, they attacked that. And again, I said it yesterday in the review, it was a miracle we didn't win, but at the end of the game, it was a miracle we didn't lose either. So, you know, it's all about politics with Zidane. With Zidane, why did he play the 4 of them? Should it have been enough? I think it should have. You know, we were playing a lot weaker team, and I think if our players had taken the game seriously, that starting lineup should have been enough to at least get the 3 points that were already there. You know, we were winning 2-0. Also, the fact that we let them turn around the 2-0 is very worrying. But anyway, that's what Marca and AS have to say about a very lame performance by Real Madrid. Let's go with sport. Of course, we always like to talk about sport. It says, plan to renew Messi. Probably this is what they like the most, Barcelona and Sport, is renewing Messi. Let's renew Messi every year. You know, there's been 1 year, I can't remember if it was 2010 or 12 or 11, that they renewed him twice in the same year. And of course, you know, they have to do this. Is the best player they have, is the best player in their history. You know, if they can sell it to the press and to the audience for them to be happy that we're renewing Messi again, as if by now there were any chances of Messi going somewhere else. But still, and of course, you know, we couldn't miss, of course, the little boom to Real Madrid saying ridículo del Madrid, Real Madrid ridicule in Legia, which finally, you know, for once we agree with Sport. It was a ridicule by Madrid. We could have won again, but, you know, that first half an hour of the second half, it was definitely our players walking around and just putting up a really poor performance. Anyway, Galacticos, let me know what you think about the press, about renewing Messi again for the 100th time, about Real Madrid not being able to win in Warsaw. Let us know what you think about all this. I've already told you what I think. So if you found it interesting, share the video with your friends, give us a like and subscribe, and of course, we'll see you tomorrow.